Hey everybody, it's Feel Like Her, and I'm here to tell you guys about my wild life as an ordinary girl who happens to read tarot. So anyway, um, I spent the last 30 minutes trying to get this lighting right, really thumbnail. Y'all, struggle is real, and I still would mess with this lighting, so I find the perfect combination of light so that I can present you guys with. But anyway, so I'm about to get ready to do the August 2020 career readings for all signs. And I decided to go live as I got ready because I didn't do my hair and I put on a little makeup, I do my eyes and such. But I also said that I wanted to start telling you guys about my experience and my experiences as I don't know, would you call it a medium, psychic medium? I never really, considered myself, I guess, a little psychic or whatever. But it was so weird. So, and this is actually the story that prompted me to want to start telling you guys about my experiences. So, sit back, relax, watch me get ready, leave some comments. I'll talk back. But anyway, so, yeah, so I had met this guy, and, was on some, okay, hey, let's hang out and such. So we started hanging out, and I met him because, like, I was doing, like, some random readings. No, I can't even say I was doing random readings. I gave him a random reading. I met him through an app, and I gave him a random reading. And so it was weird. He just popped on, and the spirit was just like, "Oh, read for this guy." So I did. So I didn't remember that. So weeks later, we had actually met up and hung out. And as we were hanging out, like he grabbed my hand, and you could tell he had sort of like a flashback. And like I felt it too. It's almost like, because I know when I know someone from a past life. Um, I right off just kind of feel that way, like, I know this person before, something like that. And so when he grabbed my hand, he was like, "I feel like I've known you before." And I said, "No, because I pretty much know who I know from my past lives and everything. You would feel more familiar." Also, we probably were like passerbys, and even then, that's so true that we could still be like passerbys. We probably didn't know each other, but like our spirits probably crossed paths, which is why this channel was allowed to be open. So I'm in New Orleans, and this is when I started discovering my past life when I moved down here to New Orleans. And so, again, when I meet somebody that I personally knew, I instantly know. So, again, we were hanging out, and he grabbed my hand, and like instantly, just like a flashback, like you could tell he went back into the past. And he came out of it like, "I know you. I just know you." And I was like, "No, I don't think you know me. Or if you do know me, we didn't know each other that well." And I was just like, I didn't want to, brush it off. And again, he was a person that was very, very skeptical at that. But he was intrigued by what I was saying. Um, so basically, I was just saying, "I don't think I knew you, but, let's hang out and maybe it may come out that we actually knew each other." So, again, same day as we're hanging out, and this is for the first day. And he's grabbing my hand and looking at my palms and stuff like that. And I was like, well, because I don't know why I like to look at people's palms and look at their hands and like do this to their wrists. I was like, you could have been a palm reader in the past life. Again, we're in New Orleans. A lot of people, I feel like a lot of past lives are passed down ancestrally. So, especially if you don't have a direction. So, say you're in this lifetime and you decide that you want to like go somewhere. That would take like a lot of focus, whatever the case would be. But basically, it's you attuning to that vibration of wherever you want to go. So a lot of times people, pass on and they're not sure where they're going. So 9 times out of 10, you're gonna go into your ancestral line. You're gonna come back as one of your ancestors, basically. Um, the avatar just came to mind. Although, with the avatar, you kind of chose which, and it seems like even in the avatar, if you guys watch the avatar, the way the past lives worked for the avatar was each nation got a turn with the avatar, basically. So, maybe it's already intentional, set in stone type thing for the avatar personally, where it goes to each different village or nation each lifetime. But anyway, basically, past lives are like that. You go to, once you pass on, your spirit goes to the next life, and with enough intention, you can go wherever you want to go. But if you're not intentionally going somewhere, if you're not programmed to go somewhere else, 9 times out of 10, you're just gonna recycle into your bloodline. So, and I say that because, like, in particular, like New Orleans is known for magic and like it's not voodoo. Voodoo is commercialized. It is houdon. So voodoo is actually houdon, and it is a real. I don't want to call it religion. It's a real lifestyle that people used to live and still live. You still got some voodoo here in New Orleans and in Louisiana. So you still got people who do magic and stuff like that. Not everyone does voodoo or voodoo. But anyway, so I do think that a lot of people down here have ancestors or ancestry that is linked to magic. So very well, he could have been linked to someone's magic, and like I feel like he is from like a really really powerful like bloodline. Because on top of that, and we fast forward a little bit, his last name was Bienville. Okay, and Bienville is one of the people that discovered New Orleans. So Bienville and his brother Iberville basically discovered New Orleans, whatever, named New Orleans basically. And so his last name is Bienville. He's a black guy. So 9 times out of 10, how the plantation stuff works. You got the enslaved people got, our ancestors got their plantation owners' last names oftentimes. And oftentimes more than that, you were mixed with these people also. So, you had the plantation owners that would sleep with their enslaved people to create more enslaved people. It was like you either go down to the market and buy more people or you convert some. So, that's what they were doing. So a lot of us are mixed with these different bloodlines. And Bienville happens to be the people who quote unquote discovered. So again, a powerful ancestry. And not only that, I do believe that these powerful names, they did not just go and like dare enslave people. I don't think that they were just like regular people, regular citizens back in their villages or wherever they came from. They were dignified. They were royals. They were kings and queens. They were dignified. They were royal people. And especially if you were from a royal family or a dignified family yourself as a European, you would, and it would make sense that you would take dignified people to humiliate them and enslave them. So these were the bloodlines that we're dealing with. So again, I felt like he had a vast bloodline, ancient bloodline, ancestry that is very vast on both sides. So anyway, back to him, back to the guy. So again, he kept on, playing with my hands and doing like this to my wrist. And I was like, well, maybe you were, a palm reader in your past life. And so I looked at his palms. I don't read palms, but like I know some of the lines. And when I say his palms were so different, they were so unique. Not only that, they were elongated. Like his palm itself was really, really long. And then you know how you have these two lines. So you have this line right there, like, and you have a line right there. I don't know if you guys can see it. But basically, you have your lines here, and they basically are similar. They match up. 9 times out of 10, your lines kind of match up. His did not, and not even in a way where it's just like, oh, they were completely different. One was like lower than the other. One was fainter than the other. So it was very, very interesting. His palms, And then he pointed out to me that he had like an eye with a triangle in his palm. So Freemasonry or any occult, you know, it's some deep shit, y'all. Again, I'm a regular girl. I'm a regular tarot card reader. I'm from Atlanta. I'm from the hood. And I'm just here, y'all. I'm a vessel for spirit and for good spirits. And I have to explain this to some people like, you know, tarot can be used for good or bad or whatever you want to call it. The spirit, like, it's none of that. But on the 3D level, where we are as human beings, we do define good and we do define bad. So I work for good. I work for good spirits. So any spirits that are coming around me are good spirits, and I have protected spirits around me that are my ancestors and such. So, because my family don't fucking play. Like, we don't play in this lifetime. So I already know my family, ancestor-wise, does not play, baby. I'm sorry. I'm still working with this lighting, y'all. Melanin popping. But anyway, wild shit, y'all. So he's playing with my hands and stuff like that. And again, like I said, he had like a little flashback as we was holding hands and stuff like that. Felt like he knew me. Again, I don't feel like I knew him like that. And so we got to talking about that. He told me about the eye and the triangle, and I was looking at his palms and how, unique they were and stuff like that. And again, he's just skeptical. My theory was, by the end of this, was that he had gotten his memory right because maybe he started doing something, again, on the 3D level, as human beings, we can find good and bad, but spiritually there's no good and bad. It's just like what you put out there is what you receive, basically. So I think that he had to be put to sleep in a way where it's just like, and a lot of us have been put to sleep or, just don't recall who we are in a sense. And this is if you believe in all of this. Because at the end of the day, it's all about belief, and all of this is about a narrative. I tell people like, oh, how do you know about your past life? It's your narrative. Who do you think that you were? And these things will come to you. They'll come to you really randomly. You might have a vision or whatever the case may be, and it's just like, oh, wow, that makes sense that I would have been that person in past life. So yeah, the flashback, I'm trying to recount everything. It was just some wild stuff, y'all. So how did I know that it was someone contacting him via me? I was having these emotions for him that I knew I did not have for him. You feel me? So the important thing about being an empath and being in tarot or in anything that you feel energy and working with energy is to always know how you feel. And I know how I feel. I know I didn't feel those ways, and I was feeling those ways for that man. And it almost was like a duality where I felt a presence over me feeling that way. And I'm checking because I got my dog inside. So, y'all, wild stuff. Just really interesting. And so, the narrative I came up with was, again, he was a very powerful wizard, warlock, person who did voodoo or something, dealt in the occult and magic, and he did something quote unquote bad or evil or dealt with evil spirits in order to set up his family financially, so to make sure that his family was going to be good financially, especially, whichever side he's dealing in. If he's dealing in the magic, and for him to have been incarnated as a black man today, more than likely, he was making sure that the enslaved family was going to be financially good, down the lifetimes, And so, therefore, he dealt in some quote-unquote evil spirits, okay, to make this happen. To make this happen for the lifetimes. Because again, like, it's all about your narrative and what you believe, but these spirits are very much real. At least energy is very much real. Because what grounds me in my spirituality is quantum physics and science. So, definitely on quantum levels, energy moves in a way that we say that it does spiritually. So I believe that again, he did something or was delving with spirits that were evil, and he had to be quote unquote shut down. And I think that the lover that was contacting him through me is the one that shut him down. So energetically, you can bind someone's magic so that they can't use it no more, especially over lifetimes. Because again, you reincarnate with some of the same memories, or you reincarnate with all the abilities and memories of who you were before, but you tend to forget about it, especially if this isn't something that you and your family talks about. Granted, me and my family don't talk about this, but I think whoever I was before, I was just that aware to where in this lifetime I decided to be aware again. And again, I'm from Atlanta, and I moved down to New Orleans, and that's when stuff hit me. I just started reading tarot 2 years ago, and like already it's just something that it's just something that I very much enjoy, but it feels familiar, you know. It doesn't feel like anything that I haven't done before. I keep on checking because I want to make sure that my dogs are cool. Kush! Hey! I'll be back. They're outside. Because if I have them in here, they'll be doing a lot, and I won't be able to do much. So, back to the story. So yeah, he again. It is very important to know that he's a very skeptical person. Okay, um, very like you can tell that he questions everything, which is good. Question everything, but he doesn't believe anything, and that just was my indication that he was again had amnesia. You know, you have no idea who you are, which was good for you, but now it's time for you to wake up, which is why she was contacting him via me, in which I think that, and it's so romantic, because I think that she is basically manifesting him in this lifetime. She definitely incarnated into this lifetime. I have not personally met her, but her higher self worked through me in order to contact him. So she worked through me by basically, I'm saying she because like it's a feminine energy that I'm feeling, and it's all interesting how you know that, but intuition is intuition. Like you know, when you know, when you know, you know. Okay, when you know, you know. But her higher self basically possessed my body, used my body as a vessel to contact him, and was doing it through their past lives, so giving us past life memories. And again, making me feel in ways, well, not even making me, if she was using my body as a vessel, she was here with me. And I felt like different ways for him that I did not, that I had just met him. So again, part of it is knowing how to feel, so you know when someone else is like evoking different feelings inside of you. Okay? So we hung out for a few days actually, and each and every day I would tell him, oh yeah, you know, your past lover, I even named her Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you know, wants to let you know this and stuff like that. And he was just like, he just thought it was intriguing. I don't know if he ever really, really believed me. I think he borderline believed me because, you know, something in him that resonated with everything I was saying. And so I was like, yeah, Elizabeth wanted to talk to you. The final day we hung out, I said, Elizabeth wants to talk to you. She basically wanted to, I used my tarot cards. I mean, I would still use my tarot cards often, but this time I knew that she had him where she wanted him so that she can tell him exactly what he needed to know. So we sat down and we pulled some cards, and I forgot what she told him, but she basically wanted him to know who he was, and which I kept on telling him who I thought he was, which, you know, again, when I found out his last name, it was just like, bruh, do you not know the ancestry that you have? I was like, see, now at that point, I wanted him to have I wanted to have a baby by him because it's just like, and I'm just trying to get on some good ancestry. It ain't about love for me. It's about good investments in the DNA. Because if you magical and I'm magical, let's have a magical baby. That's just how I feel about it, y'all. But I digress. She gave him a message through the tarot cards, and I literally felt her go poof and away. And everything I felt for him, even the slightest attraction that I did have for him, went away. So I guess we decided that we were going to try to be friends. And so, like, the next day he went to the dentist or whatever the case would be. And I'm only bringing this up because the dentist had gave him like some drugs to deal with the pain that he was in as he got like his tooth extracted or something like that. And so we were talking, and we were just having a random conversation about liars and lying. And he asked me what I thought about lying, and I was like, well, it just depends on what the person is lying for. We all know that people lie. At the end of the day, you can say you hate liars, you can say you're not a liar, but you told a fib, you've lied before about something. Whether it's your age, whether you're on the street, you're a girl say, oh, I have a boyfriend, stuff like that. When the guy was trying to talk to you, you told a fib about something. So, and I gave him examples of, what I meant, because it's like, children often tell the truth about everything, but then as you grow up, and especially when you get in trouble for telling the truth, then you start to lie. I was one of those children. You got in trouble for telling the truth, so you might as well tell a fib, or try to get away with it. So I just giving him these examples of why someone would lie. And then so he asked, well, in an adult life, why would she lie? And I was like, well, I think about applying for like food stamps or something, or applying for something, and like they ask you how much you got in your bank account. You got $5 in your bank account, we'll put zero, because I mean, at the end of the day, by the time you get this application, that $5 probably not gonna be in my bank account. So no, I don't have any money in my bank account. Okay, so technically that's a lie. You feel me? So, and I'm this way where it's just like everything is technical for me. I will break it down. Like, I'm the type of person that will give you facts about what the hell you're talking about, because A, you're not going to spew ignorance around me, and then B, if we're going to talk about a topic that is as broad as lying, then I'm going to give you, everything I think about it and why I think that way. So when I say, y'all, this man flipped out on me. He was like, see, I like you, but now we can't even be friends anymore. And I was like, what? What happened? He was like, because if you would just been straightforward with me and forthcoming, then we could have been friends. But you're a liar. And I was just like, and I'm like, I'm a liar because I said that this is why people lie, or do you think that everything I told you, which would be okay if you thought that everything I was telling him about, him having a lover, trying to manifest him, and all these things, and she was giving me giving us past life memories and stuff like that, although he was there to experience these things, I could see if he was calling me a liar about that, but no, I don't know, he flipped out. I thought it was just drug show. I was hoping he must be, loopy off these drugs that gave him at the dentist. Okay, so I was okay with baby, because he told me we can be friends. I said, okay, we don't have to be friends, baby. You have a good life. It was good meeting you. I had a great time. And he was just like, and I'm gonna note this, because when we hung out, this man just spent a dime on me. Okay, let me tell you something. This man spent a dime on me. I spent all the money. I ain't got a problem with it, but I'm saying this to say, it's like I didn't do anything. I really didn't. I was my true self, my true friendly self and everything. Because anytime that I get something to eat, I buy him something to eat, and, give him gas money and stuff like that. He said he lost his card. All that's irrelevant, but just saying all that to say, I didn't do nothing to allude to this guy that I was trying to hurt him or trying to be misleading or anything in any type of way. Again, him being a super paranoid person already, and with someone who wasn't very trusting to begin with, but he was attracted to me. So of course he just sat around to see what I was trying to say. And I had a lot to say. And then once Elizabeth got the hell on, it was like, okay, well, my mission is over with. At this point, you don't want to be friends with me no more. Okay, then, baby, I was sitting here on a mission. You feel me? And it's just this vessel. It makes it easy for these missions to be completed. Because I'm attractive. I am attractive, and this is how we are waking up great people. They fall for the trap, but then you be around me, baby, some truths is gonna come out, and some truths about yourself, your life, and a lot of stuff is gonna come out. Not even on purpose. Not that I'm digging or inquiring. I never inquire. It just comes up. And so, but again, the romantic aspect of it all was the fact that he has this present day lover who is trying to manifest him. And I can tell you guys how, you would be able to do that. So, if you have a soulmate here, or you feel like there's a partner that you have here, that you want to meet up with, and I'm telling this to myself too. So I'm like, oh, where's my soulmate and stuff like that, but I'm too lazy to write the actual letters. Start writing letters to them, okay? Start writing letters to them like you've already known them. I'm talking to myself too, like you've already known them, and you start manifesting them. And what happens is, like, people like me, we're vessels for spirit. And so other people's higher selves are able to use us to go speak to those people and stuff like that, especially if they need to be quote unquote woken up and reminded. And oftentimes this happens when someone's in a relationship with someone else and they need to learn a lesson so that they can come be with you. It happens in such intricate ways, entanglements. But the more awareness that you have, the easier it is for you to go through these type of relationships. But everyone's at their level of awareness, and it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, you're going to be used, quote unquote, by spirit. Either way it goes, we are spirit. We are those manifestations of God. So we answer the prayers for God, I believe, and all of that. Whether you know that you're doing it or not. I happen to have an awareness. So again, I didn't get my feelings into it, because I had the awareness that it wasn't me that was feeling the way that I felt. And then someone else, again, very romantic, someone out there manifesting his psychedelic self and wanting him to come in, and so that they can be together. And it's like star-crossed lovers. And it's just so, I'm just happy that I could be there and be that person for that person. Although our experience was, I still had a good time with you. He was cool, we had a good time. We were both Aries, so, but he's a March Aries. But I'm an April Aries. But yeah, it was interesting. But that was the story that prompted me to want to start telling you guys my ghost stories. Because it was wild, y'all. That was the first time something like that had happened. Now, I've had an experience where somebody, while I was doing like a tarot card reading, somebody's grandmother or family member had tapped me to let us know, and like the lights started flickering, to let us know that she was there. And mind you, we wasn't at my house or at the girl's house. We was at my ex-girlfriend Christina's house while I was doing this reading. So this lady tapped me, and she, even the girl who I was doing the reading for, she felt the presence too. So again, just different things does happen to me, but this love life stuff, y'all, it is wild. Like, and I'm polyamorous, so like I date multiple people. I date both men and women. So it's interesting. So far, I am having these experiences with men. There's a significance there because of the imbalance of like the masculine and feminine energies. I'm actually a more masculine energy. I just have the feminine shell, or the human feminine shell. It's funny. And this is how I am able to infiltrate the system and like, get in there and help these people. So very interesting stuff, y'all. I'm gonna come back and tell y'all more stories. I have more stories and like more of like people who I've dated. Like I have a French lover. That sounds so. That sounds so cool to say. I have a French lover. I just started not dating, but traveling like 3 years ago. So I met this guy, and I'm gonna go ahead and just drop some spoilers. So how I know that I knew him from a past life, and in particular our type of relationship. He's a white French guy. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in there because it's important, y'all. This is history. Right here, live in the flesh, with the people who have these past lives. About the rest of this life. But his first name is Reynolds. Reynolds. All right. I ain't never met nobody in the world named Reynolds, but that was his first name. Guess what my last name is, y'all? Reynolds. Reynolds. His first name is Reynolds, and my last name is Reynolds. Okay. I'm from Atlanta. He lives in France, Paris, France. That English is the second language. So French guy, never been to America before. Real deal French guy. I happened to go stay with him in his Airbnb. We happened to. I'm not gonna tell y'all the story. Y'all gotta tune in next time for the story about me and my French lover and how I knew him in a past life. So, and now I discover all of this. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully, you come back to see the career readings, which will be probably, I'll start that in like 45 minutes. And I'll get my setup over here with the sun. So, stay tuned, guys. And I'll see you soon. Hopefully, you like that story. Give me a click, a like, a share if you think someone will find this entertaining, and I'll see you guys in a few, okay?